Anti-war protests were ubiquitous this weekend. You heard me. I said ubiquitous. I know what it means. Now listen, I understand people's right to protest, but don't you think it says something is wrong when at the Oscars you have more people giving thanks and props to a Polish child molester than to the United States? Hey, who's the producer of the show? Chemical Ali? Chemical Ali. Now listen, Mother always used to say to me, if you're not helping, you're in the way. So protests are obviously part of being American, but don't you think at a certain point when you see the majority's behind the thing, there's people coming out in body bags, maybe it's time to take it down a notch and say, okay, look, this is happening. I gotta switch my gears on this one. Now, Hood, as you know, right now they're arresting a lot of, they're rounding up a lot of Iraqi suspects, which of course brings the question, what the hell are you doing here? No, I'm just kidding. But look, are you wearing those sandals as a statement, by the way? Damn it. Now look.
Yeah, really?
No, but, what do you think? I know you have kind of a, different view than some people would have on this.
By the way, Colin, I think it's a great idea to start off with poking a little stick at the sand monkey. Having said that,
called you a sand monkey yet.
Give it time. You know where I stand on this, which is I totally support the president. I think that when he says that Bush is the aggressor, he is right. No, and I really think it's important to exercise our rights as citizens. Every good citizen should protest injustice wherever and whenever they see it, regardless of nationality. So what they're doing in the streets, I'm all for it.
Yeah, protesting. I don't think anybody has a problem with somebody protesting.
Don't touch him.
No, I wasn't going to. The problem isn't protesting. It's the thing is that we have worries about terrorism at home, and for the cops should be worried about terrorism and not a bunch of douchey white kids in dreadlocks.
You know what's funny? It is, it's funny to me that I would hear you say that, everybody's for a war. At one time, everybody believed the world was flat. It ain't. You found that was a lie. The bottom line is everybody tells me about how the terrorists, they should be watching out for the terrorists as opposed to watching out for the protesters. They should be, they doing the same shit during the Macy's Day Parade. They should be worried about terrorists then too. The bottom line is that everybody has the right to say if they disagree with something, period. They got the right to say it.
Yeah, nobody's arguing that point. But, when there's people coming back in body bags, just, wait a day or two. You know what I mean?
You know what?
Have a little respect.
You know what? The bottom line is this is a war that could have been avoided, and it ain't. And I don't care what you say. It ain't.
No, you're
535
right.
congressmen and senators, not one of their children is over there serving. It's Washington.
Well,
that's unpatriotic too. They get to send us the war, they just don't have to go.
This war could have been avoided, and we can let, Saddam and his kids keep raping people systematically over there, and, doing what they've been doing for the last 2 years.
They did that during the Reagan and Bush administration, and we didn't say anything about it now, so 20 years later.
Who didn't say anything about it?
No one said anything about it.
Aren't you allowed to change, then you repair? So we mess up then. What, you can't grow? Everybody's got to change. Look at it this way. What I'm saying is this. When people get up, they're going to say, I'm all for peace, we should stop killing, blah, 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 but, that's one of the contradictions of the world is that sometimes you have to fight for peace. That's the way it is. You know what I mean?
You know what? And sometimes you have to really try for peace.
Yeah.
You don't talk about I'm being diplomatic while I'm sending troops up here.
Well,
you don't say that.
How about 12 years of trying?
What have we done for 12 years?
These countries signed on to 1441. It was back in what, October? We've been talking about this for how long now?
Yeah. North Korea.
Well, we'll be there next. Don't worry about it.
And you know what the bottom line is?
And they deserve it too.
It is funny to me because, we have a volunteer army right now.
Right.
And right now, and a lot of these kids go because they want their house for $1 and they get to go to college.
Right.
They didn't know that this was going to happen. Now, all of a sudden, we got an army that ain't volunteering. You think they're going to say, we ain't going to fight? Or they're going to start drafting people? I got a 15-year-old son. This matters to me. It matters to everybody that my son might have to go. And it matters to me that I may have a problem with the way that this is going, and I may have a problem saying, I don't agree with it, and I'm going to say I don't agree with it. Of course. Where I'm at.
Bush's whole strategy of preemption is going to mean that we are going to be in South Korea next, and after that, God knows where. Why don't we just roll over to Poland, stupid?
North Korea.
Did I say South Korea?
Yes, you did. We're already in South Korea.
Well, you're right. Then we're going to...
No, just give us time.
It was up to me. I'd build a dome over this country and tell everybody to mind their own business. business, and that includes Africa when people are dying of AIDS and are looking for a check. Kiss my ass. No one wants to help us.
If it were up to you, we'd all be whacking off the pictures of Mussolini. All right.
So what? You'd be here on time, wouldn't you?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You can't act like
we built the dome over this country. It'd only be Indians and people trying to get in on boats. That's what would happen.
Wow, you said it out. But I'm saying the reality of it now is this. Look, nobody can tell me. I'm watching Saddam Hussein's strategy now. Now, we're trying not to kill civilians. Does anyone deny that? We're trying not to kill civilians in this war so far.
Bullets ain't got no eyes and neither do bombs. We may be trying not to kill civilians, but a bomb ain't gonna go, oh man, I'm sorry, I'm gonna miss you.
Well, maybe, especially since the Russians sold them things that knock it off the military targets. So, but listen to this, deal. What about the fact that they're actually using, Saddam Hussein is using our efforts not to kill civilians to trick us and kill Americans by having them dress as civilians, dress up or surrender.
Exactly.
They're using our rules against us.
I think that is war is when you go to war.
Right.
If I'm fighting you, after a point I'm gonna say, F it, I'm trying to win. And
all right.
So you know what?
Ironic.
Fair enough. What if we say that?
That's right.
We are saying it.
We're not saying it.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something. We have the country the population of that country is what, 20 million? 20 million.
Who knows?
It'll be about 3 million in another week.
Right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Things go right.
We're fighting them. We're fighting an antiquated army. We should kick their ass. That's right.
Right.
But don't expect that a man who's fighting in his own house is not going to do whatever he needs to or wants to win. It shouldn't be unexpected.
Of course, but don't you think, have you ever seen a war where we're actually like trying to make it like pickup sticks? We're trying to avoid most of the people and just hit military targets?
Telling them what we're going to do. We're actually going, look, we're going to drop a bomb there. You might not want to be
every day. We tell them we drop leaflets in English. You think the vast majority of that country speaks English? They don't know pictures on them.
They're not English.
They just
somebody drop something in Arabic. I'd want some food.
They are in Arabic.
One of those pamphlets has a family of like people on a magic carpet just flying out of Baghdad like this.
Hood, anything?
No.
Really?
You know, after the magic carpet reference?
You don't like that cut? We can edit it around that.
How'd he get here? Somebody rub a lamp?
Oh!
I felt the love. I had to throw a cheap one in.
All right.
You could be president.
The problem is, if you want to protest, I say that's fine. Obviously, it's America. But if you're wrong, and it turns out they do have chemical weapons of mass destruction, then you should have to, like, step down, like when anybody's wrong. For 3 years, you should not be allowed to protest.
We obviously know they have weapons because we sold them a majority of the chemical elements that they have.
Right.
So we know that they have them. The point isn't that they have them. It's that France has them, we have them, Israel has them, a lot of people have them. It's that they're going to use them or not. That's
right.
We're supposed to be going over there to keep us safe. That's the deal.
Yeah.
I don't know how this makes us safer, but I got a GED. What the
There are better uses of
There are
the
better
military.
uses, but I don't think you guys understand. When I said that last thing, that was my wrap-up. We'll be right back.